Cesar Millan, a.k.a. the Dog Whisperer, has been dog's best friend for more than 25 years, 25 años, having written 6 best-selling books on the subject of training and advising troubled dogs, but mostly they're humans, us.
Yeah.
He has maintained there's no such thing as a bad dog. Now he's back with the second season of his new show on Nat Geo and streaming on Disney Plus, Better Human, Better Dog, ready to help once again, especially during a time when pet adoptions are at an all-time high. And so are societal stressors. I think we can all identify. You think it's rough out there? Try being a dog living with quarantined humans now returning to their regular routines while managing the rising cost of living. La verdad is that we can all use a little visit to Cesar's 43-acre dog psychology center for a little rehab. This is Hola, My Name Is with Cesar Millan.
Hola, my name is. Hola, my name is. Hola. Hola, my name is.
Hola, mi nombre es Cesar Millan y este es Río.
Cesar, how are you?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Qué bueno verte.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I admire your work. I follow you on social media, and your nivel de paz is what I love. How do you find that balance, and where is that connection, and how do animals fit in to controlling the stress? I love it. What type of bird is this that we're looking at here?
She's a macaw. Her name is Rio.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's a rescue. All the animals that I have, they're rescue. You know, we have llamas, alpacas, donkeys, horses, cows, dogs, chickens, 4 tortoises. One is 75 years old. So you asked me where is this understanding of keeping the right energy, right?
Yes.
Because you're born. The fact that you're born, you have an energy, and what you have to hold on to it is happiness, gratitude, love, and creativity. So the good thing is, the good news about this is, no matter what economical background you're coming from, you are born with these 4 energies, right? As a kid, you don't know if your parents are rich, money, fame, and power. You don't know. What you know is you want to be happy. You are very grateful. You know that you need to love something, right? And you know you're very creative, especially to play. So happiness, gratitude, love, and creativity. And so me, it was very clear that Mother Nature was going to be the connection. Because I grew up on a farm in Sinaloa, and it was all about never work against, Mother Nature. Always gain the trust, always gain the respect. So they're gonna give you a beautiful gift called loyalty. So you grew up with those principles, right? You grew up with this mentality. That was my grandfather telling me, never work against Mother Nature. And then the sense of safe, peace, and love the Mother Nature gives you is you can't get it anywhere else. People in the city has to go buy plants. But when you are already in the place where plants come from, that energy has already been given. So I always, in some unconscious way, always protected that.
Do you remember the first animal you ever fell in love with?
I'm just in love with Mother Nature. You know what I mean? So to say I love one, it's not my reality.
But the first one, how old are you? The first time you fell in love with an animal, and what type of animal was it?
I grew up in a farm. So it's not about one. See, you're talking about city kids. Yeah, the city kids, they fall in love with one thing because they can only have one. We can have many chickens. We can have many goats. So we fall in love with the concept of family. You know what I mean? The group is the group, the friends. That's what we fall in love. So me personally, I don't remember just one individual dog. I always had a pack of dogs, right? So I grew up in a pack of dogs, just like I grew up in a pack of humans. Mexicans, when you have low income, when you grew up poor, you have a big family because everybody pitches in.
Mm-hmm.
We live like bees. Everybody pitches in, everybody helps, everybody has a position within the pack. Even if you're a 2-3-year-old, you have a responsibility. So I never saw just one thing. That's, to me, very city way of living where you remember one thing. And I just remember a number. I just remember, a group. Yeah.
I got a lot of dog questions for you, and specifically about animals. But there's so much I want to get in here with you. Dogs. So there's an argument that people think that us humans confuse the messages that we get from animals. That animals don't truly feel affection. Specifically in the case with dogs, that they come after us because we're the ones they realize we're the ones that feed them. Do dogs actually feel affection for humans?
Well, yes, there is an imitation ability, right? But they can only give it to you if they trust, respect, and love you, right? So that means you can only inspire them to imitate what you're feeling if they trust you. If they don't trust you, you can love us as much as you want. They're not going to reflect love back, right? So it has to be a connection and an intimate space for that magic to happen, right? So you can just go love a horse at a distance. You're just loving a horse at a distance, like the way you would love a frame or a work of art at a museum, right? So that's it. You're just giving energy towards the art, but there's no energy being given back. In order for the energy to be back, it has to be a relationship like this, right? It has to be a connection. So this is trust, respect, and love. So if it's no trust, respect, there is no love. There is no love. It's just a fantasy. So my clients love their dogs, but the dogs don't trust them. The dogs don't respect them. So the pure love that everybody wants, unfortunately, they haven't learned how to build it properly. Same thing in relationships, okay? Men, woman. Men love women, but we don't know women. That's the truth, right? So then we're going to create fight-flight avoidance. But so we're not really in love. We're love with the fantasy of being in love. But the only way you can actually feel the love is when there is that profound connection. That's what's natural, simple, profound. Profound is the spirit, right? Natural is the instincts, and simple is the love. So once you have those three, and then yes, you're talking about love.
Talking about connection. Like the saying goes, monkey see, monkey do. If you see a nervous person, is your dog going to be nervous? If you see the person that's calm, is your dog going to be calm?
When I go to people's home, the one who snitches on the energy is the dog. The dog, yeah. So the dog said, Cesar, here we practice anxiety. We practice fear. We practice chaos. We are unhappy from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. He tells you the whole thing. So the dog is definitely a reflection of what the energies and the activities the human practice. So it's three things that you need to have in perfect place, because with Mother Nature, there is such a thing of perfection. Humans are the only ones that say, well, I'm human, I'm not perfect. But in nature, there is such a thing of perfection. So if you have the right energy, the right philosophy, and the right activities, you're going to have this off-leash experience, meaning an elephant will follow you, a horse will follow you, a bird will follow you, a dog will follow you. So here in America, the people that you see walking off-leash are the homeless people. I'm from Mexico. In Mexico, everybody walks a dog off-leash. In the poorer you are, the more you walk dogs off leash, But in America, you only see the homeless walking a dog off leash. So why? Because they have this connection. They have the connection of calmness. They have the connection of knowing where they want to go, friendship, and they enjoy life in the moment, right? So that, if you ever want to see how a relationship with a dog should look like in the city, just look at the homeless. 9 out of 10 homeless people here in LA have a pit bull. And pit bull is a breed that a lot of people fear in America, right? Or in the world. But when a pit bull is with a homeless, he doesn't see himself, I'm with a homeless. The dog sees himself, I'm with a human that fulfills my needs. So therefore, we're family.
Remarkable.
So it's no leash.
Even in Dade County, in the state of Florida, pit bulls are illegal. They're, What do you think about certain breeds of dogs being prohibited?
Well, that's ignorance, right? It's amazing because 2022 society is by far one of the most intelligent societies ever. You know, the human has seen in history. Look, we have Amazon, we have Google, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram. So much information, but we still think as the breed. You know, it's a ridiculous concept to even have in 2022. There is no knowledge behind instincts or reaction. You can never blame a bear. You can never blame a shark. You can never blame a tiger. You can't blame them. They don't rationalize. You see it? You can't blame a whale. You can't. There is no knowledge behind instincts or reaction. So a dog is animal, species, breed, name. We are animal, a species, human, race, name. We are four things. You get it?
Yep.
So when let's say a Mexican guy makes a mistake, it's not all Mexicans that should be blamed by the mistake. It's whoever raised that kid, that's responsible, right? So whoever raised the dog is responsible. Aggression doesn't only come from a breed; it comes from any dog their needs are not met properly. So can a Chihuahua develop aggression? Yes. The only difference is they're not as powerful as a pit and a Rottweiler and a Bull Mastiff, all those beautiful breeds. You have to think of them as power. You can't think of them as aggression, because aggression is the outcome of a problem. Every race in the world is powerful, but can we all become aggressive? Yes. You get it? Yes.
100%. And talking about aggression, a couple weeks ago, a Miami-Dade police officer came to a scene of a barking dog. When he got there, he found the dog was unleashed. He tried to get a hold of the owners. He was cornered by the dog. The dog was barking at him. The officer says he had no choice, and unfortunately, he shot and killed the dog.
Señor, agarra el perro. Señora, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. Me soltaron el perro.
Is there anything we can do, or should we should be doing better to better understand these animals so that these things don't happen?
Every law enforcement should come here, or I can just create a protocol for everybody to understand energy, philosophy, activities, right? So they can understand. So the fact that the dog was barking at the person, at the officer, means I'm not going to bite. Perro que ladra no muerde. That's real. So the dog is just alerting, right? But if you get nervous about it, you're going to keep him there a little longer, right? So you just have to understand what that means. They do have a communication. They do have a language. It's just when barking in your mind looks as aggression, fear will rise inside of you, right? And so then you start creating all the stories in your head, because now you're controlled by fear. Now you're controlled by ignorance. So of course, in your mind, that's going to look like a bite. But the fact that you're saying it cornered him and it barked, and then he feels like he needed to shut him, he could have just stayed there. The dog would have barked for a little longer. And the dog said, well, I did all my barking and didn't work. And the dog will retrieve. So, you know what I mean? So the thing is, we need education. We need education. Love is not enough. We need education. Education is what's going to solve all the problems.
Can dogs smell fear?
Yeah, they can see fear, they can smell fear, they can feel fear. So it's three different ways that you are given fear. They're going to smell it through the nose, obviously. You are a chemical reaction inside of you, right? So you're a chemical reaction. They can smell a seizure way before the human gets a seizure. They can smell cancer way before human can actually detect it.
Now some dogs have been trained now to smell COVID as well, right?
Can smell COVID. Okay, so if a dog can smell through your skin, right? Illnesses that people will say, well, I'm all right with that dog smelling cancer because I don't want to die. Well, of course, I mean, anything that is inside of you, if it's not good, he's going to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
But he can also see, look, he can also see this. So that's eye contact, but you're telling the dog you're petrified through the outside. You know, your body gets tense, your energy is tense. So it's three different ways you're telling the dog that you don't trust them. So nose, eyes, feeling.
So Cesar, let's talk about this dog psychology center that you have there in South LA. You have 43 acres. How would you describe this? Is this a resort? Is everyone welcome? Do you have to vet people? Are you just people just walk up and then have an issue with their animal? Explain to me what you're doing there.
By invitation only, definitely by invitation only. This is a place where is meant for connection, communication, and relationship. Right, so for people to recover their healthy energy, which is calm, comfort, love, and joy. The philosophy, which is how dogs communicate, nose, eyes, ears. Dogs are pack oriented, so they do need a leader. And dogs need to practice three things: exercise, discipline, affection. Right, and then the activities is the whole family needs to be in agreement, commitment, and follow through. So there is a formula, rituals, and symbols that you can practice to achieve what you're looking for. The thing is, most people want to find the formula, rituals, and symbols for money, fame, and power. You get it? So everybody's seeking for the formula, rituals, and symbols that makes you have money, fame, or power. But then what happened to your natural, simple, profound self? What happened to your spirit? What happened to your health? What happened to your heart? What happened to your creativity? If you don't work on it, and then they're still going to catch up onto you, because you can have all the money, fame, and power, and then you end up, so now what? What happened to happiness? What happened to love? What happened to my health? What happened to my creativity? He says, so this place is for people so they can stay connected or reconnect to their natural, simple, profound way of being. So, and how do you know you connected to their natural, simple, profound? Your dog will tell you. Your dog will tangibly show you trust, respect, love. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You know, you want to trust yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, and anybody around, which we call a family, friends, or a pack, right? So that's natural, simple, profound, but people postpone that, or they don't even think that is important. So this place is for anybody that wants to go back to be connected to this natural. And more people are coming. It's like when Americans go to India or Peru, right? You saw the book or the movie Eat, Pray, Love. She went outside America to find safe, peace, and love, to find trust, respect, love, to find honesty, integrity, loyalty. You see it? To connect, to communicate, to have a relationship. She went outside America. Why? America is home. So you have to make sure the home feels safe, peace, and love. That you project trust, respect, and love. And the people around you have the same agreement, commit, and follow through. So there is a formula. Talking
about America, you crossed illegally into the country when you first came here. You became you became a limo driver. From that limo driver, from that illegal alien that came to this country, that then became a limo driver, that then connected with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, that is now in the position that you're in, so influential and that's helping people. What are you most proud of when you look back at your career?
That I listened to The Voice. I listened, the first time that I listened to The Voice, I was 13. That's when I declared I want to be the best dog trainer in the world. And then I listened to The Voice when I was 21. And then I said, I got to go to America. That's December 23rd when I was 21. And then the Coyote guy came, and I was 2 weeks at the border. So I spent that Christmas and New Year's at the border. And this voice came in again, and it said, this is the guy. And, and so that I'm very proud of, that I'm connected to God. I'm very proud of that I'm connected to my spirituality, because coming from poverty, you don't have money, fame, and power. You don't have connections. What you have is faith. What you have is hard work. What you have is passion. What you have is creativity. So I made it happen. right? I made it happen. I practice what I teach, which is calm surrender. I calm surrender to God. I calm surrender to my mother. I calm surrender to my family. I'm the one that gives, protects them from anything they need. And so I'm very proud that I became the pack leader I became.
Talking about the border, have you seen this news that now there are plans to use robot dogs, 4-legged robot dogs to patrol the border?
Well, they're going to try everything, but your creativity always wins.
This is true.
We're going to create a robot dog too.
Incredible. Are dogs bilingual? Los perros sí entienden diferentes idiomas.
Hasta los mudos entienden.
What about music? Dogs and connection to music. Do dogs have a preference of music?
A dog can have not only a human friend, but he can have a cat friend, a bird friend, a horse friend, right? So any kind of animal you have in the house, he's going to be able to connect. So language, every animals have their own language. Human species has different languages, but it's not unrealistic for a dog to speak 5 languages. It's not.
Do dogs have a sexual preference?
No, I think it's more compatibility to the energy. So your responsibility as human is to choose a dog that is compatible to your energy and is not higher than your energy. So when you see, for example, when you see it's very clear to see this. When you see couples of the same gender, right? 2 males or 2 females, you see who's the stronger energy. You see who's the softer energy. Get it? You see it. It's masculine energy, feminine energy.
Right.
Well, you want to make sure that a dog plays a softer energy and you play the strong energy, female or male. Because if the dog plays stronger energy, he's leading you.
Buen punto. So what's the right thing to do? And some people find it silly when you have a dog that comes over and starts humping your leg. Laugh at it. Let it happen. They're trying to show dominance over you.
Not always dominance, especially if they're pups. But at one point, it turns into dominance at one point. And if a dog is older than 8 months, that's definitely an arousal that they get. Actually, right now, I'm about to work with a dog that has been doing that for 2 years. So when the family goes through this gate, the dog actually mounts, finish, and then the human can go. Because if they try to move him, he bites. That's right. So no, it's not a behavior the animals should practice on a human, because eventually the dog can definitely disrespect it because he's practicing this mating ritual, right? So in their world, if they have a mating ritual, that means they're strong. Remember, in a pack of dogs, the weak guys never mate, only the strong guys. So if you ever go to Mexico or any place where you see like dogs in the street, even the Chihuahua can actually be the one who mates with the German Shepherd female because he has more strength than the Rottweiler in the street. So she won't mate with a guy just because he's a Rottweiler. She will mate with him because he's stronger energy.
Talking about mating and energy, is it psychologically damaging for humans to have sex in front of dogs? In other words, should we take our dogs out of the room?
Well, I preferably I don't want any.
Do they get confused? Do they
I
get
spend
confused?
too much time with animals, that I don't need their supervision.
I'm with you, but some people, would just leave them there. It's like, no, leave the dog outside in that very intimate moment you're having, right? Like the dog looks at your head over here.
You don't want hair or drool. like for germ purposes, I get crazy on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It's not. I won't bother them. You know what I mean? Hey guys, you go for it. I'll be right there when you're done. You call me. Look, some things is intimate space. Like leave me alone.
Animals need their space, and so do humans, without a doubt. Cesar, this thing about your dog killing Queen Latifah's dog, where did all this come from? And did that actually happen, or is that all just made up?
That's what we're talking, right? We're talking here. Obviously, when things happen, and then you see a different outcome, it's just, human being not having, I think, integrity, honesty. It's easy to break honesty, integrity, and just use your anger, right? Just to try to harm. It's story versus reality. They created stories out of anger.
So
You know
this
what I mean?
whole thing is made up. This never happened.
Absolutely. It's ridiculous.
I think it's pretty ridiculous to have made something up.
Hey, it's
It definitely got a lot of headlines.
Well, el chisme o el bochinche, como le dicen a los dominicanos, el drama, la negatividad, even guys like me get hit by humans with no integrity, with no honesty, with no, it's just, it's three energies: hate, fear, love. Okay. So just so you know, there's those three energies in the world. I'm always sending the love in it, moving fear away from, some people hate pit bulls. I say, don't worry about it. You don't have to have a dog. Just don't live with hate. Don't live with fear.
So there's no hate. There's no hate. There's no fear. There's only love between Cesar and Queen Latifah. Everything's fine there.
Always. Queen is a super friend of Jada, so it's his family.
Cesar, I always have my guests leave a question for my next guest without knowing who that guest is. My last guest on my previous podcast was Alberto Carvalho. He's the new superintendent of the LA public school system, previously the Miami-Dade County public school system. And the question that he leaves for you without knowing that you were my next guest, do you think that before we get to Mars, we should fix things on Earth, and how?
I always say that. I always say, why we want to go to Mars? And please don't take any animals from Earth to Mars. They have no business over there. You know what I mean? Earth is beautiful. We're Earth, animals. I think, the fact that we have abused Earth and polluted Earth and almost destroy many resources, we need to rehabilitate. That's what I do for a living. I rehabilitate Mother Nature in the form of a dog. So before you get another species, just fix the one you call man best friend. It's the same. You know what I mean? It's the same metaphor, or you can see it as a metaphor. Why moving into something that you have not yet? Enjoy their spirituality. Enjoy their instincts, enjoy their heart, enjoy their creativity. We haven't. It still fear and hate still exists towards dogs. Not the whole. I mean, there's a lot of dog lovers in the world, but there is more to be done on this planet. And for me, would be remove fear and hate away from people who are afraid of dogs or people who hate dogs. That to me will be better, because then the world will experience love as a planet. Utilizing a dog. It's like the dog becomes the source of us. As soon as we see a dog, we feel love. But some people see a dog, they feel fear. Some people see a dog, they feel hate. You see it? Or they don't like dogs. It's like, there's no need to hold that energy, because that way you're not going to enjoy life in a way where it's meant to be natural, simple, and profound. So I'm with him. What are we going to do on Mars? We're going to go fix it or build it, whatever they're going to do. And then if you bring the wrong energy, they're going to ruin it again. Why? Because we haven't fixed here. We're just moving to another relationship. You see what I'm saying?
You're moving the same problem to somewhere else.
Yeah. Like remarrying. It's like going remarry and you haven't fixed your toxicity.
La tóxica.
La tóxica o el tóxico.
También.
Let's be fair.
What question does Cesar Millan leave for my next guest without knowing who he or she will be?
Oh. It's not even a question. It's more like an invitation.
Okay.
It feels like. I would like to invite him or her to come and take a TCW class, right? Training Caesar's Way, here at this beautiful glass house, and enjoy the ranch and see my community and see the philosophy and the energy. And eventually give it to all the schools in America. Because I think it's important for kids to know energy, philosophy, and activities that would allow them to stay natural, simple, and profound. You know, that will create a much better generation in the future, which is a generation that focuses on natural, simple, profound before money, fame, and power. Get it? So you got the balance of being connected to your spirituality, being connected to your instincts, being connected to your self-love, and being connected to your creativity. You're going to be able to create calm, comfort, love, and joy humans. We need more calm, comfort, love, and joy humans. We need more humans who respect rules, boundaries, limitations. We need more humans that live by honesty, integrity, loyalty. We need more humans that pursue happiness. We need more humans that master live in the moment. We need more humans that find their passion. You know, we need more humans that know how to work in a pack. We need humans to understand what position they were born to play in a pack, so we can move together. And so the three places that you get information on how to behave: your home, school, government. Right? Those are the three places. If those three places are not in agreement, then the human is going to have three different choices. When a dog is raised, his mom is his mom, the teacher, and the government. You see it? So she represents the three pillars on education: how you are going to be with the family, how you're going to be in the world, and how the world functions. Right? That's government. And school is how you're going to make your money. And then your mom is how you're going to be at home. Home, how you're going to make your money, and how you're going to live in this planet. Right? So for me, it's an invitation because I know it's important. I see it. I see how kids are influenced by social media, you know, and I would like for kids to be influenced by Mother Nature. You know, kids need to walk, they need to run, they need to stretch, they need to rest, they need to have a good sleep. 5 body motions: stretch, walk, run, rest, sleep. Okay, if you don't have those 5 body motions, you're going to generate the wrong energy. And guess what? Those kids are going to go to school. And those kids with that energy are not going to be able to be in a calm, surrender way to learn from a teacher. So that teacher is going to end up rehabilitating kids instead of teaching kids.
Well, Cesar, thank you for teaching us to better understand these beautiful, awesome creatures of God on this awesome planet, for them to understand us and for us to better understand them. You're remarkable. I really enjoyed my conversation with you. Muchas gracias, Cesar.
Gracias.
A ti.
Adiós a tu mamá, ¿ok?
Thank you, brother.
Hola, my name is. Hola, my name is.